Hello, my name is David Valchicont, and I'm sitting here because I've decided to do a series of videos on the events that are happening around us, both here in America and around the world as well. We are right now in an historically critical period of time, and I, for one, am not the least bit comfortable with the priorities that our government has set and with the strategies that it's pursuing. So what I want to do is talk to people about these issues, to put out some ideas, some research, some analysis. I want people to think about what's going on and about what we need to do to solve the problems that face us. So why am I doing this? Primarily because I like to hear myself talk, but also because I care. I care about the earth, but I do not think that human beings have been given the divine right of planetary domination. I love my country, but I do not think that the United States of America has the manifest destiny of cultural and political hegemony over human civilization. I've decided to call this project the New Paradigm. Now, a paradigm can be defined as an example or a model. And the premise that I am working on is that the 21st century is fundamentally different from any other time in history. That it presents us with a new paradigm for interpreting world events and how we as a nation should respond to them. All right, so what is it that makes this new millennium so different? I'm glad you asked. To begin with, for the first time in human history, large-scale warfare between nations is inconceivable. Think about it. Where have the last few major wars started? In Europe. I don't see a war starting in Europe in the foreseeable future. Do you? We'll discuss the Cold War a little bit later on. But the fact remains that we're basically on friendly terms with Russia right now. Look around the world. Where do you see the potential for a large-scale military conflict? Nowhere. Now, some people might argue about China and North Korea. I disagree. And we'll discuss that in a future episode. But the basic premise remains that from a military standpoint, the world is a more stable place now than it has ever been. And that presents us with an incredibly valuable opportunity. And we are wasting it. Another unique aspect of the 21st century is the digital age. Never before could an average person do exactly what I am doing right now. Using computers and the internet to create a message and reach an audience potentially around the world. It used to take a multi-million-dollar infrastructure to do this. A structure, by the way, with tightly controlled access. Now, anybody can do it. But it goes beyond this. The internet has given us absolutely unprecedented access to information. I can sit in my bedroom, right here, in the middle of nowhere, And with a couple of keystrokes, I can access the equivalent of a university library. This gives us the ability to do research, to learn, to form educated opinions on issues. If people were likely to do that, I probably wouldn't be sitting here. But regardless, the fact is that whether you like Bill Gates or whether you hate him, the personal computer and the internet have radically and fundamentally altered the fabric of human society. The last major aspect of this new paradigm that I've been talking about is probably the most important thing of all, because it is critical, essential to America's role in global politics. A funny thing happened back in 1989. The Cold War ended, and we won. Ever since Nikita Khrushchev pounded his shoe on his desk at the UN and threatened to bury us, world events have revolved around the conflict between America and the Soviet Union. The President of the United States was more than just that. He was the leader of the free world. America was the bastion of freedom, protecting civilization from the barbarian onslaught of the communist hordes. But not anymore. It's over. It's over. And we, as a nation, have a very difficult time accepting that fact. Within the new paradigm, America is still a major player on the world stage. But we no longer have the right to exercise unilateral global dominance. Like Cincinnatus, the time has come for us to surrender the fasces and return home. The time is now for us to put America first. We need to stop sticking our noses in everybody else's business and start worrying about our own issues here at home. It's time for American society to reach its full potential as the greatest civilization in human history. It is time for us to stop commanding the world at the point of a gun and start leading the world with the example of human potential. I'm going to leave you with that thought until my next episode, which will focus on the war of Iraq.